buses, you couldn't pay on the trolleys, you couldn't buy a drink in the bars, everybody was treating you. You go in for a meal, they charge you half price. It was great. And we were there, and you have to understand what these things were. They had physical instructors, because these were basically the same kind of people as I came in. They had to be toughened up. They called back old retired Navy chiefs to give them everything about the Navy, whatever. There were about a half a dozen, and they were old. At that time, the guys must have been in their 60s. Yeah. They were retired, called back. And it was fine. We used to sleep over about every 8th or 9th night in the dispensary. You look out the dispensary window, and that's where the cemetery was, where all the priests and the brothers were buried. And I stayed there until I got orders in October to report to San Diego for ship duty, sea duty. And that's, up to this point, it was good. It was good.
What did you think when you saw those orders? What was your reaction?
We knew, because periodically one or two of the corpsmen were reassigned. Almost every one of them went to Little Creek in Virginia, which was the amphibious base. Just fellow Clayton and myself were the first two that went to the West Coast, went to San Diego, Camp Elliott. And we went on different ships. And once we got there, and we were there 2 to 3 days, and then all of a sudden orders came through, and there must have been 50 or 60 or 70 of us, all going to different ships. They put us on a boat, and we go out to sea, there's nothing in sight. Over the horizon, there was a whole squadron of amphibious landing ships, and we were assigned. We knew what ship we were going on.
What was the name of the ship you were assigned to?
The Kittson, Kittson, named for a northern county in Minnesota. All attack transports, which is what they were named for counties. And many of the fellows I served with in the Navy, or after, never heard of APAs, which I find difficult, because by the time they stopped building them, they built 250 of them.
Yeah.
455 feet long. I mean, we're not talking small ships, but they didn't know. We carried 24 landing craft, the kind where the ramp would go down, soldiers would run out, and 4 bigger ones, which took like jeeps, ambulances. It was an invasion ship, but I'm telling you, they built 250 of them. The early ones were conversions. They took passenger liners and they converted them, but most of them after that were built specifically for that purpose.
What was your first reaction to seeing this ship you were assigned to?
Impressive. We're coming in on small boats, and this 455-foot thing is sitting there. But it was a whole squadron, and they'd been out there a few weeks before we got there. They had to train these people to unload the boats into the water. And then they had to train them to do it in the pitch black at night. So we were there several weeks. They'd been training previously. And then we left. We took Marine troops on, went to Pearl Harbor, and then we went beyond Pearl Harbor.
How were you feeling about this at the time?
Seasick.
Oh, you had never been on a boat before?
The second, maybe the first day out, second day out, I mean, I thought, this is what it's gonna be. I'm not